female born after 1993 can't cook. All they know is McDonald's, charge they phone, twerk, be bisexual, eat hot chip, and lie.
Welcome to episode 53 of Vice of Life. We want to congratulate Bernie Sanders on a hard-fought, hard-run campaign. I'm your host, Logan. Joining me is my compatriots in coronavirus, Eloy. Say hello.
That's me.
And Josh.
The COVID boys.
The COVID boys.
Aha! Reminds me of like the Buttercream Gang.
Yeah.
You guys ever watch that?
Cooley and the gang.
I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Think about that more often than I'd ever thought I would.
The Buttercream Gang.
What is that? I don't know if I do know that.
It's like some movie where these kids start a gang, but they're not like a gang. They're like good kids. They call themselves the Buttercream Gang, and they like do stuff for their community.
Oh, wow. Of course you like that. Just kidding. That sounds, vaguely familiar.
It just happened to come up like at least once a year, every year I was in school, it felt like.
Yeah.
Up until about high school. I don't know why.
Huh. The Buttercream Gang. I feel like I've heard it, but I don't know.
It was one of those movies that my mom really liked me to watch, Oh,
yeah.
It had a good message. Good message.
There you go.
But this is Vice of Life. I don't know. Did I say that? The show where we come to you with the topic of intrigue, interest, and general vice. I don't know. Should I rework that? Didn't think about it. This is season 2. We're coming back after a 3-week hiatus.
Been a hot minute.
So we're going to talk about what happened during those 3 weeks because, I did a topic about the plague. And I was like, there needs to be some kind of virus that comes and takes out most people, and now most people think it's happening, and I don't think it's that big of a deal.
No, not at all.
So the it's flipped. I got my wish, but it's not exactly what I wanted. I've been
Too slow.
Too slow.
Just kidding.
Too ineffective. Not killing enough people. Logan says.
That's right. I mean, listen. So one of these Twitter moments does like these news stories, right? And it's like, it was like Trump gets lambasted for comparing the flu to the coronavirus, and even though its death rate is astonishingly higher, and I'm like,
the flu or
coronavirus?
Yeah.
It's like it's a good 3 times more deadly, but it's like from 1% to 3%. It's not that high. Anyways, we're not here to talk about coronavirus. We're here to talk about other things in our lives. And but we have something to say about this because you might notice the show is structured a little bit differently later on in the show. But also, we want to talk about something very important to us. And that is our Patreon,
Monetization, woo!
Yeah.
That's money.
You guys are so excited for it.
Schmapitalism.
We basically figure that, we've been at it for a year. We came back. We've been hard at work at these some new stuff for you guys. And we figure we'll just go through these tiers real quick about, what you guys can expect if you want to support us on Patreon. So we have 4 tiers. They go from $1, $3 to $5 to $15 a month. For tier 1, you get these episodes that you're hearing right now as soon as we record them. Sometimes we record two episodes at once, and so you might get 2 episodes 1 week and then 1 episode in 1 week, but what matters is that you're going to get them as soon as they're ready for you rather than having to wait until the Friday. Or the next Friday. Or the next Friday. You're going to get them right away. Tier 2, $3 a month. So this is probably what we want to entice you to get. We're going to have an all-in-one podcast feed. It's going to have these core episodes. It's going to have bonus episodes. And what bonus episodes are, they're going to be a variety of things. You guys remember our pie episode?
I remember.
That could be one episode.
Yeah.
That could be like one episode of us baking a pie. That'll go on the $3 a month tier. Josh has an idea for a video already. He also has an idea for a podcast. I don't know if you want to share those, but it's up to you.
The videos will wait because I think the premise will draw you in, and if you already know what it is, it's still enjoyable, but I think we'll just drop it on them,
Yeah.
Could be some segments from season 1 that get blown up in a bigger way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We'll probably, from the sounds of it, release kind of like intermittent mini podcast type things where it's just one guy or two guys or all of us or whatever, and they're all kind of a different, bonus. Like, it's not going to be so rigid every week. It'll surprise you every time.
Perhaps we'll come up with a structure for it, but we're kind of just hoping right now you enjoy us well enough that you'll listen to whatever we put out there.
Yeah, exactly. It's a work in progress, but it'll always be for you, specially made for you.
Yeah.
So special.
I mean, I'm thinking about all these different ways I can put different aspects of my life into this tier.
Yeah.
I used to stream on Twitch.
There you go.
For, a couple hours every week or whatever.
Every once in a while, I'll go back to his Twitch clips just to hear his
Yeah.
little highlights.
That's funny.
I don't remember those being... I thought those went away, but anyways.
I don't know. They could be.
He's
Those
got them
kind-
downloaded, so. Just kidding.
But those little highlights I think I'd put in here. The $3 a month episodes. And also these are ad-free. So you haven't heard an ad yet in this episode, but you will. Hint, hint.
Then you're going to listen.
This episode is brought to you by Podcorn. More on that later. But tier 3 is $5 a month. So after season 1, where you heard us talking about all these different things, and you were just thinking in your mind, they should really talk about this specific topic. Well, this is your opportunity to tell us that and make us do it.
Yes.
So pay us $5 a month. You get to decide a topic, and you get a thank you at the end of every episode. So you become very special. You're a recognized part of the community. Then the fourth tier and final tier is $15 a month. You're going to get your very own Vice of Life T-shirt. We're going to print it exclusively for you, because we don't have boxes. We don't got room in this house for boxes on boxes of merchandise. Okay, so it's going to be specifically for you, and the design is yet to come, but we'll work it out.
And now look at that. We don't even have general merch yet, so you're getting in real early.
Yeah.
We don't have no store, viceoflife.store/
.com, the game, the movie.
But
.shopify /
yeah. Shopify. Also with this tier, you get to sit down with us for a one-on-one discussion, well, a 3-on-1 discussion every month via, I don't know, Skype, or if you're in the Salt Lake Valley, I don't know. Maybe we can do a face-to-face. We'll see. Eloy, is that a burp, or is that a...
That was a squeak of my shoe.
Oh.
I don't know how I did it. I'm trying to replicate it.
I thought that was like we didn't talk about that. That's what I thought that was.
God.
Oh, I think I did like a little head thing. I think I just had to clear my throat.
Yeah. But I don't know. That's the basic rundown. If you don't like us monetizing our show, get the fuck out. Yeah. Hey, fuck you guys. What are we? Free? You got hours of content to listen to. And now here we are.
These guys got a whole new place they got to pay for. Come on.
Yeah, man.
I fucking went and got these seats. So we're not recording on the couches anymore. We're recording on a table. The table that we first started out, that creaky table with the creaky chairs.
Yep.
Those aren't a thing. The creaky chairs are gone, sort of.
One of them's fully gone because it broke the other night.
Yeah, that one's in the garbage heap now. But So we got these new IKEA chairs, and they're not cheap, man. So just getting into what's happened to us, I'm going to go in like the reverse here with my life.
Okay.
But today, you want to know, so I go to IKEA. These chairs, man, they're not they're cheap because in relation to other chairs, right? Chairs are expensive. But these chairs are like $100 a piece.
Serious? God
yeah,
damn.
which is cheap.
Wow.
Comparatively.
That's true.
Yeah. They're good quality and they swivel and shit.
Well, are they good quality? So these were the last 3 white ones. that they had
Just
at the
like
Draper,
us.
Utah store.
Just kidding.
That's right. It's perfect. So I decided to get these 3. Well, first of all, fuck IKEA. I know this is like the big joke of, it's amazing there. They have you walk around to have you see the most stuff, so you buy the most stuff.
Yep.
But then you go like through the checkout lane to go to the self-service area where you grab the boxes and stuff, right? I don't know if you guys have been to IKEA, yeah.
Yep.
But they make it such a bitch just to get back to the self-service area. It's like, I know where I'm going. I looked up which aisle, which like fucking shelf it's on.
Yeah.
Looked it up online already. Just let me go back there. But instead they're like, oh, no entry, no entry. I'm like, oh, fuck you guys. So I just went in.
Hell yeah.
Somebody was getting checked out. I just like, hey, fuck.
Yeah.
See ya.
Boom.
Went around, got them. But anyway, I got home. I was putting these together. Very easy to put together. Good chairs. These are the Odger. You were talking about how these Swiss people or whatever, these Netherlands people don't know how to speak. How would you say this?
In my exact words, yes.
Odger. Odger.
Odger. Like Edgar.
Edgar.
But with an O.
You said, yeah, their vowels are pronounced different.
I don't fucking know. I'm not well versed in their vowels. All I know is that supposedly IKEA, not pronounced IKEA. That's all I know. It's IKEA.
Oh, IKEA. I thought it was IKEA.
Udga.
IKEA.
Anyway, but these chairs, so they have like a little, the little, the pedal, the lever that you can use to adjust the height of a chair.
I didn't even know that.
Well, first of all, one of these is a return model, which I found out after I opened it because there was a big nail sticking in the hydraulic part.
What the hell?
And I was like, what the hell is that? So I took it out because I thought somebody was just being stupid. Turns out that it's actually important. It actually helps the lever hit the hydraulic part. So somebody fucked it up, returned it, however they fixed it. But then I fucked it up because I put the chair in backwards, and so the lever part that adjusts the seat just broke in half, and so I have this little I don't even know. It's like a wood plastic thing. But anyways, it's really hard for me to adjust the height of my chair. So
God
that's
damn
how
it.
it went for me. It's like, oh, that was a cool $100 to spend.
That's
fuck.
rough that it was still $100.
So.
I know they should discount it for being.
I know they quote unquote fixed it, but still.
Yeah, I don't know if they fixed it. It's really weird, but so far it's okay.
I can attest to fuck IKEA. I hated IKEA.
Yeah.
Also, you did more research than I ever did. I needed to go to like the warehouse looking area.
Yeah.
Didn't know that, so I went through the entire thing just to get to that one area.
Yeah.
It was about a 2-hour trip to IKEA just to get the one thing I knew I was already there for.
Yeah.
A towel.
I know. I went there for a milk frother, and it was like a ridiculous journey to get it. But
Yeah.
you could go in and then through the downstairs, and then there's all these like shortcuts. You have to but you still go through like 5 rooms or whatever. But then you get to the warehouse crap.
I learned on my way out, all I really had to do was walk in and turn left, and that's where I fucked up.
Well, apparently, as Josh is saying, there's like rooms to go to get back there, but instead, I just went through the checkout lane.
Yeah.
But it's weird because like
yelled at you.
you'll go in the area with like all of the glassware or whatever, and then there's just like an opening in the wall, and like if you go through that, now you're in another, and there's another opening, and then you're there finally, but it's not like completely obvious, they make it. I wonder if it's like I've heard something about grocery stores, how they like direct you a certain direction because it's like I wonder if it's something like that, like you're just more inclined to go right than left or something, and something like that, like it's right there, but your brain wanted to go the other way. Like
it probably is.
I don't know.
I mean, that's their whole thing as far as like retail shops goes. How can we entice you to look around and browse and be in our store as long as possible, so you see more stuff you want, so you're more inclined to buy more stuff. And that's why Ross is shitty. It's because they don't give a fuck about how things look.
True.
You just walk in. It's like, what's the thing I need? I need to get out of here.
It's like clothes are on the floor.
Yeah.
Yep. There's babies
Random
running
furniture just flipped upside down in the back.
It's true.
Looks like a riot happened in there,
It is pretty. It's good deals, though.
Good deals.
That's Ross's aesthetic. It's just a riot.
Yeah,
A
they
clusterfuck.
vary. It is it's funny because like, it's kind of like a retail version of like a thrift store, and it has a similar vibe when you go in. Just like,
Yeah.
there's a lot going on, man. Watch your step. Oh God! Like it's just madness in there. I don't know. It's all filmed in one clean shot somehow. But that's a 1917 joke. Still haven't seen that.
Oh,
Man.
Anyway, it's a war zone in there, okay, folks? Folks!
if you just let me go, I can talk more about stuff that happened to me. But I feel like
Do you
one
want
of
to do a
guys should
round?
go.
Would we like to do a round table?
Yeah, I
Or-
think
Yeah.
so. Because
Okay.
I was gonna go talk about us. I'll talk about us. Eli, what'd you do?
What
movie?
did I do this week? All right, I guess not this week. I'm falling back into old habits. Last better part of a month,
Yeah.
I realized I got back up to 180 pounds. Mine's very vain, very shallow. But I got up to 180 a while ago, but I had a lot of chunk going on. Still got a little bit, but I'm a lot leaner at 180 right now.
Nice.
Good.
And I'm just super stoked about it. But I can't find a scale, and I don't want to go buy one. But I also, in relation to that, in my journey to 180, fucking thrashed both my knee and my arm in the last few weeks.
At
Damn.
the gym?
At the gym, yeah.
What'd you do?
My knee, I don't know why my brain just shut off for a moment, but I was on a leg press. And as I was like going back into the resting position, I decided to take just one leg off about halfway through. So then my left knee had to catch the full whatever weight I was doing and slow it down fast enough. So I just kind of came to a crashing halt.
What music were you listening to?
I think it was
Everybody
Kubla Khan.
hurts.
I assume that's why you were just so caught up in the
I was-
adrenaline of the
Yeah.
beat.
Just so stoked. I'm like, I could do this with one leg, dude.
Yeah.
No problem.
Feel the power.
And then with my arm, I'm not as bad as some people when they like pull like 8 weights out. I usually only pull like 2 sets of weights. Had one I was like dumbbell bench pressing, and when I went to go put my arm or put the weight down on the ground, I forgot I had the other weight right underneath me, so it kind of caught me by the top of the forearm, and the other weight fell and kind of bent my arm in a horrible way.
Oh.
What noise did you make?
I think it would be more akin to Josh's noise just now.
Really? Instead of be like, no! More like that.
It wasn't like intense. It was a slow motion, but when I hit it, the weather weight just kind of fell. And it wasn't horrible, but yeah, it was definitely like, ah!
Okay. That's
That's
very
probably
different.
exactly what it was right there, like, ah!
Was it one of those like when you hit your elbow and it's just like a ringing pain, like just like a, I don't know how to explain that feeling even. You know what I'm talking about? When you like smack your elbow or your knee or something really hard and it just like reverberates pain. Like it's a really weird thing.
It's the blood flowing, right? That's what I always assume. It's
Probably,
like
yeah.
The nerve and the blood in the nerve or whatever. I don't know. What the fuck am I talking about?
I don't know.
I
I
believe
just-
it. No.
I felt like I just went limp in the moment. Like my arm just,
Yeah.
I had no bones in it whatsoever,
Ah.
is how I felt.
I go limp in the moment a lot too.
Yeah, same.
Oh, rip.
Especially after a few drinks, Just to
Yeah.
elaborate on the joke.
Yeah, thank
Listen, I'm rusty.
Let's get a
okay?
little more clear here.
I'm rusty.
What kind of drink, huh? We need the
Milk.
specifics. Milk?
Milk.
Milk.
Build strong boners. Sorry. I don't know.
Wow. Here we are. Josh,
Yep.
what's the
Rusty.
story you have?
What is a story that I have? I don't know. I mean, a few things, I guess. I mean, a lot of it has to do with us moving and everything. Like, so Logan and I, and then our friend Ryan just moved into a little house, and I don't know. It's been kind of a blur of cleaning and frustrations, and all of these things. But overall, it's good. I mean, so we were moving into this house and we had to wait until a certain Monday. But over that weekend, we were able to store stuff in the garage. So I took advantage of that, basically. It was like, I'll just get some shit out of here so it's out of the way. We get here Monday, and the guy keeps pushing the time forward of like when we can move in, basically. Like
Backward, but yeah.
Or, what do you mean? Backward?
You just said he pushed it forward, which makes it sound like you can come earlier, but...
Oh, I guess that's
he's
true.
pushing it backwards, but...
Like, it was 10 a.m., and then it was noon, and then it was like 1, and then 2, and it was like, oh my God.
Or is they in here just like cleaning up, or what?
Well, I mean, that's what it looked like they were doing, yeah, but they missed a lot, honestly.
Yeah.
And that was very annoying. And I was we were talking about the whole thing, and we're like, hey, this seems kind of like not done or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, I took pictures of it, so whenever you guys move out, it's noted. And I'm like, okay, but you could clean it too, like, or patch it or whatever. And so that was annoying. And I had stored a TV in the garage and a toolbox, and those were both gone when we got here. And he was just kind of like, tough shit, basically. Like, he gave me a link to fill out a police report and stuff, but I don't know. It was just...
How is that going? The police report.
I got an email saying, yeah, we got your report, and that's it. So,
Did you find the serial number?
I did. Like, I had to go to Best Buy and like run my credit card through, and then it gave me a new receipt thing. But I don't know. So that was all annoying, but it is what it is. I mean, here we are. We have this big old oil stain too in the driveway. This is just old man corner, and I've been trying real hard to get rid of it, and it's been very minimal. But I don't know. Like, I went to Lowe's to try to find a really good product, and this like veteran guy with like a Vietnam hat and like the Lowe's vest is like, oh yeah, buddy, this is the best shit you can buy, man. And you know how sometimes you get grease up on the wall in your kitchen when you're cooking? Oh, this'll get that'll get right rid of it. And so you want the supreme stuff or the excellent stuff, and like all this stuff. And he was like yelling. I don't know if he has like bad hearing or what, but like, so that was interesting. But
fuck, man,
got on my knees and scrubbed that shit, and it looks pretty much the exact same. So, I don't know.
I also noticed that with the parking situation that we have,
yeah.
I don't know, man. I think we're kind of marking up the driveway more than.
I noticed that too.
Yeah, there's a lot of skid marks with the.
Yeah, tell me about it.
The the tires and stuff, but
yeah.
Aaron, you guys fucking peeling out or what?
Well,
it's just from like trying to fit in there and like adjusting and going forward and turning and back and all this.
Yeah, is it awkward for you guys to do?
Oh yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend had a really good idea. She's like, just put some like duct tape lines, like a parking space, and I'm like, that could work. Or some kind of strip, just so we know, like, okay, pull up right against that, and you're good. Like,
yeah.
So I might try that. Because I noticed that. I was like, fuck. You know?
Should we just spray paint it? Just fuck the driveway?
I was thinking that. If we could just color match it somehow and just, like, I've definitely considered that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like it's already so fucked out there. I mean,
I know.
The last tenants seem to be pretty dickish, I will say.
Yeah.
How so?
Well, the guy that was kind of like tough shit to Josh in a lot of ways, he was explaining to us what they had done to the property. And that oil stain is from them just like leaving like some fucking like workman's car. I don't know how would you say it? Like a fixer-upper car.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting out there.
Jalopy.
Hoopty. Just draining oil. Apparently they had like kicked in the back door to the the garage in an argument.
Yeah, they were feisty.
I forgot about this actually. The day after we moved in, some police rolled up in like an unmarked police car. Like
what?
They were undercover or something. And
what?
They came here?
Yeah.
What?
And they're like, "Hey, what's up?" And I assumed they were here for your TV or something, like,
Yeah.
to take like a statement or something. I don't know. So I was like, "Oh, you guys here for the TV?" He's like, "No." Do you like know Kelsey? I don't remember their names, but
Huh.
and I'm like, "No, I think they're the old tenants, but I can give you the like property manager's number." They're like, "No, it's okay. We'll just leave." And I'm like,
Are you sure
"This
they
is
were
real
cops?
sketchy." Yeah, they had like the emblem.
Oh, wow.
and everything.
That is weird.
It was weird, man.
I'm a little worried I'm gonna leave and they're gonna be fucking staking your place out.
I know.
The police or the old tenants?
Probably both.
Maybe both. Yeah.
God. Well, and I did a very foolish thing because the landlord gave me numbers of the past tenants, and so I was like interrogating them over text.
He specifically said not to.
Oh yeah, and I knew I shouldn't have, but so here's how I looked at it: is it's like these guys, they don't give a shit about the law, they don't have integrity. I'm just gonna go right at it and say, look, we can settle this the easy way, or I can get the cops involved. It's really up to you. Like, which I know wasn't a good idea, but I got it. I don't know. Like, it was a crime of passion.
A
you know?
moment where you had some real big cojones.
Yeah, I guess. Well, yeah, I was ready to be like, I'm going to find your fucking address and da-da-da. It's the principle of the thing, you know? It's not about the item. It's just the, like, ugh.
Did they say anything?
Well, yeah, so I got a decent amount of intel from these two guys that he gave me, and they were the guys that were down in the basement just kind of like playing video games and smoking weed, I guess. And
Right.
so they're like, I didn't even talk to anyone there, man. Like, I was just renting a room. And I guess from what I heard from both of them kind of combined is that there was a couple that lived upstairs and a boyfriend that kept getting kicked out and moving back because they would fight and everything. And it sounds like, from what I heard from them, it was one of those two that probably did it. And then after talking to her and her being like, I don't know nothing about no TV and who the fuck do you think you are and da-da-da-da-da and all this stuff. And that was getting, pretty hot, pretty heated. Like, but I tried really hard to just stay cool. I'm like, anyway, we talked about it all. But it was funny because then the next morning, she's like, look, kid, I'll tell you what I know. It's very little, but I have an idea of who it could be. And I'm like, oh, I thought you didn't. I thought this was the wrong number, and you don't know. And da-da-da. Like, so I don't know. I just kind of gave up on her. I'm like, I tried to just get some info and kind of clear this up. Because the way I started was like, look, it could have been a mistake. Just, do you know anything about what happened? Like, da-da-da. And she was like, well, who is this? Like, I'm not going to tell someone that's attacking me if they won't tell me who they are. And I'm like, all right. I'm just... and anyway, it became a whole thing. But so eventually I just turned them over because it wasn't worth it.
I like to think that it's one of the guys that was like, oh, I was just renting a room.
I know.
Huh? They're playing games on your TV.
Probably, huh? He's like blowing smoke at it and peeing on it. And it's just like, fuck this guy, man. You're probably right. I don't know.
Peeing on it.
Well, it's funny because both of them were like, can you tell me if my mail gets there? And like, good luck, bro, and all this stuff. And I'm just like, yeah. I just deleted all the stuff. But
You get people coming by to pick up their mail every week.
I know. Like, how's my TV doing? And it's like, taking real good care of it. It's like a weird divorce situation.
Yeah. The child.
Yeah.
Caught up in the middle. Not even in the middle. Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's fucked, man.
It was just weird. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel justified in my actions because if I had only put those two guys' numbers on the report, it probably wouldn't have gone anywhere. Unlike now, it's still not going anywhere. But at least I got that third number and got her name and her boyfriend and got down to like a slimmer possibility, so I could pass that off in the report. So a little bit of it's investigative journalism on my part.
So Josh reporting for the Vice of Times.
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
The Vice of Times.
Vice of Times. I might. Yeah.
Media empire.
Yeah, man. Just like Bloomberg.
Shit.
That's so. I mean, I just can't imagine doing that, man.
I know. Well, they left the remote and the power cord.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, but also it's just like this guy, this property manager of ours, being like, "Yeah, I changed all the locks. You didn't, though.
Yeah.
And in fact, I do believe that the back door to the garage was still unlocked. I believe.
Mm,
And I believe that's how they got in.
I think so too.
Because the door over here on the side of the house had no lock on it. It's just like
that gate.
just go ahead and walk in, kind
Yeah.
of
Oh,
thing.
lovely.
So I got a padlock for that, but
It's on there.
yeah, I noticed it's really funny. It's like this bright silver thing in the middle of this like wood
Yeah.
like barrier. But anyway, I just don't understand what the end goal is here. I mean, I guess nothing's happening, so maybe they've done it before and they're like, oh, the cops won't do shit. But
Yeah.
because
Probably.
I do know you need to get serial numbers for it for the police to do much because
Yeah.
they have to have that in the warrant. They have to search for the specific.
Pawn shops and all this. Like.
But I'm sorry, man. I noticed
That's
you did
all
have
right.
another TV up there. So.
Yeah, I it's one of those weird things where like God closes one door and opens a window. Whatever that means, but it was kind of one of those things. Yeah, like I was talking about it with my girlfriend and everything, and she was telling her family cuz they were just talking about like, so what's been going on? Da-da-da. And her dad is like he always wants like the latest next best thing, and like anything that isn't that is just like shit to him. So like he's like, oh, I got this piece of garbage in the basement, just give that to him, and da da da. So he gave me 3 PS3s, a sound system, all these like cables, like so many cables, this huge TV, and sure, it's the picture keeps like changing format and like doing weird shit. It's free TV and it's a big TV, so I'm
It's
like,
very big.
that's
I
fine.
don't know. I was wandering around. I walked in there. I'm like, geez.
I know it's heavy as hell too. He's like, I don't want that heavy piece of shit. But- so it worked out. I mean, it's
Well,
all good.
You did get downgraded a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess depending on how you look at it. To me, that kind
I
of
know.
formatting bullshit would piss the hell out of me. So
I think I figured it was on like auto mode and it kept switching, and I think it's just widescreen now. Like, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like it's not a smart TV. It's not lightweight. Da 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 da. But it's kind of whatever. It's like it is funny because 5 years ago, 10 years ago, that would have been like, oh my god, this is the
Fucking cutting
pinnacle.
edge.
Yeah, so it is what I'm trying to look at it that way. It's like, hey man, there was just a blank space there before, and now I've got that. So fuck yeah, thank you. Like, but I'm pretty sure like the toolbox I'm kind of upset about because it was my grandpa's and it had his name on it and all this stuff. And I'm pretty sure they took our paper towel holder too, which doesn't make any sense. Like,
I was wondering where that went. Yeah.
I can't find it. I think they took it because I'm pretty sure I put it on that like bench thing in the garage by all the other shit.
I was wondering if it was in like a box that I forgot to unpack.
Could be.
'Cause I just threw a lot of that shit in there.
They're just coming here for the essentials to wherever they move. They're like, we can't take this with us. So.
Got any forks in here? It's like clanging around. Like,
God, man.
yeah, I don't know.
You got 2 plates missing.
I know.
Something did happen to a lot of the plates.
It's weird.
Before I moved in with Josh, like I swear to God, I had 4 plates, and then I moved in. It's like, here's 1 small plate. It's like, what happened to all the other ones? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Maybe I broke them.
Might have more boxes somewhere, but I'm not sure.
Well, it's not like this was before we moved into the apartment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
when I was with Eloy, I had like 4 black plates and like 4 small plates. 4 black plates.
Oh yeah, you just have the one little black one.
Yeah. I don't know where
Okay.
they went, man.
Huh.
Maybe they got broken. I don't know.
Maybe.
I couldn't tell you.
This episode of Vice of Life is sponsored by Podcorn. Hey, you talking about that buttery stuff in the bucket? No, man. I'm talking about a marketplace that connects podcasters to amazing podcast sponsorship opportunities, such as host-read ads just like this, interview segments, topical discussions, and so much more. With Podcorn, there's no middleman. Podcasters of all sizes can browse and choose opportunities right on the platform. Honestly, that's the thing that I love about this the most. You create an account, you log in. It's very simple. You start scrolling through potential advertisers. You find some that you think you might align with. You send them a message right there on the platform. You set your own rate. You have total transparency, creative freedom, and full control of how and when you monetize. You never give up any rights to your podcast, and Podcorn is here to support you at every step and ensure you're protected and compensated for the work that you do for brands. Little word of advice: Don't send any nudes in that messaging platform. You may get banned. Go ahead and click the link in the show notes to sign up to Podcorn and start browsing sponsorship opportunities today. Get that podcast going, baby! Back to the show.
So yeah, I'm going to talk about Us, man. So
The movie?
yeah,
Okay.
Jordan Peele, right? I like Jordan Peele. Key and Peele was great. Get Out was good. Not as great as everybody says, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And Us, terrible. Awful.
I didn't like it that much either. I
Horrible.
can't lie.
Awful. Like I was in it. I didn't even finish it because I was so caught up in how shitty it was.
Yeah.
But it was intriguing enough until the Shadow family came.
Right.
And then the woman started talking. And
Right.
I bursted out laughing. It's like, is this supposed to be creepy? She's like, it's not creepy. It's like, do you need water?
Yeah.
Do you need water?
Just in the movie, you just stop. Do you need some water? Like, and it's like your mirrored version. Like, I'm trying to freak you out, you asshole.
Like the creepiest part was the little kid with the white mask on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then even when like he goes out, well, he doesn't go out, but he gets locked in the closet like a little bitch. And I'm like, oh god damn it, dude, fuck this movie. And I just turned it off. So
Oh,
Us,
you didn't finish
terrible,
it, huh?
dude, terrible,
Damn.
terrible. No, zero, not a zero, but I'm not a fan
Two?
of Us, man.
I wasn't crazy about it. It had a couple fun moments, but other than that, I don't think I'm ever going to watch it again. I still haven't seen Get Out either, so.
Get Out is good. I think the thing with Get Out is that everything that it like laid out and did was sort of floating around in the air. Not like the main theme, but like a lot of the lines. Like I would have voted for Obama for a third term, and all these like virtue signaling things and stuff like that they bring up.
Yeah,
I feel like by the time that came out, a lot of that shit was already kind of like played out. I was going to say hack. It wasn't hack, but it was just like we'd already kind of heard that stuff. And then when it came out, that stuff got said even more. And so like if you were to watch it now, it would just feel kind of like obvious, or there's something about it that I don't know. And of course, as a white guy, this is like not a great take, but I think it's like it's an important movie, but I don't view it as like a horror classic necessarily. Like I like it a lot, and I have a ton of respect for Jordan Peele and shit. But
yeah, I do too, man. It's nothing against him, but it does kind of bug me. Like when I'm listening to the Daily, and they're doing advertisements for his new Amazon show, Hunters or whatever.
Oh yeah,
and they're like one of the most prolific directors of our time, and I'm like, he's directed 2 movies.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was technically a director on Key and Peele, but I don't think he's prolific
I don't know.
per se. I don't know. To me, prolific
Lately.
is like Scorsese.
yeah.
Like that's prolific to
I
me.
don't know if I'd
He's
call
got a few-
Scorsese prolific.
What would
Tim Heidecker is prolific. That's a comedian.
define prolific?
Okay, I found this on the web for define prolific. Check it out.
Oh, you need to read this to us.
Damn it.
Wow.
Producing young or wow.
Well, I just saw Invisible Man yesterday. The
I
Invisible
heard
Man.
that's good. I
I actually liked it a
I
lot.
saw the trailers. I'm like, this movie's gonna be fucking hot garbage.
I liked it. It was good. It was good.
I hear the best. How did you feel about how it was shot? Because I hear it's shot like so well. Like you always feel like there's someone else in the room.
Yeah, it was shot very, very well, and the effects were honestly quite good. Like even though they technically look very simple, I'm like, how did they even manage to pull that off? Because it doesn't look like CGI or anything for a lot of the like spooky parts where he's still invisible, but he's like stepping on the blanket as she's trying to pull it and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. But there was, a bunch of previews before, and at least 1 or 2 movies were like executive produced by Jordan Peele and all this shit. And I was like, God,
Candyman?
he's in like
Is
every
Candyman
other
one of
thing.
them?
Yeah, Candyman. That looked pretty good.
I'm excited to see that one.
Yeah.
But producing and directing is different.
Or direct.
Yes,
I
that's
don't
true.
remember. But yeah, I think it was just producer on a lot of these. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like, hey, what do you think, Jordan? And he's like, eh. And they're like, all right, we're slapping his name on it. Like,
Prolific.
Sounds all right. Yeah.
yeah.
Of an artist, author, or composer producing many works. That's the definition.
Okay.
But it says producing. So,
True.
but if he,
I
is
think
he
it's
That's a
if,
different.
if he's a prolific director,
Yeah.
but he's producing as a director, man, it gets real. Anyway,
It's too much in my head. I can't do it.
I don't think he's prolific. I think that's the wrong adjective to use, but I like him. I like Jordan Peele, but I don't know, man. We'll wait for the next thing.
I think he is prolific in the sense that they had all those bits for Key and Peele, but not in the way of like being
As a
like
prolific
famous director.
like film director.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. It's one of those like gray areas where they're like, well, he is, but it's kind of more for this other thing. I don't know.
It's also a director, so I mean, not a director. It's an advertisement.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like I don't get that mad about other advertisements.
Yeah.
So I have to tell myself like it doesn't matter. It's just an advertisement. It's kind of like how I'm trying to pick now that we're advertising. Who do I want to?
I know, huh? Can't slam the wrong people.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, man, but that's my second thing. What else do you guys do?
While we're on the topic of movies,
I know. I'm like, now I just want to talk movies.
me and Shelby and I went to go see Birds of Prey a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
I was pleasantly surprised. I expected it to be as awful as Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Whole old podcast, like 2-hour talk me and Logan did.
Yeah.
Really? About Suicide Squad?
and how much we
Yeah.
hated it.
Yeah.
I took notes. I'm like, we're going to talk about how awful the characters are. The antagonist. Fuck that shit.
What's the Slipknot or whatever? Is that the guy?
The guy
just
that got
dies like a
fucking-
bitch. Like he's like the coolest guy in the movie, and then it's like, all right, let's go do the shit, and then he dies, and it's like, what? Like right off the bat. Like,
Damn, I barely remember. I need to rewatch.
I
my
had
God.
Suicide Squad. Oh, rough.
Yeah.
But Birds of Prey, it was a good bit of fun.
Yeah.
It's not great in my opinion, but
Here's what
it's just a movie that's fun to watch. I
Yeah.
don't know.
My question
I have two
is,
camps.
is it as pandery as Avengers Endgame with the feminine thing?
I didn't
didn't
too
feel that
I
way.
wasn't too bugged by the Endgame's thing, but no, not really.
Okay.
I don't think
That's
it's
good.
particularly pandery. Like it's more of like a individual woman's like story of individuality.
Yeah.
And
Like-
I think. Oh, sorry.
I don't think it's particularly a big spoiler to say, but like you don't really even get like a team up thing until the last half hour at most.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way to go about it with this kind of thing. Like, I don't know, Endgame, I think I've talked about it before, but it just bugged me because that wasn't the vibe of the show for a long, like, for the first hour or whatever. It was like, let's follow these rah-rah male heroes, Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, and it's like, we're going to totally switch gears, and you're going to see all the female ones, and it's going to be really pandery, and it just felt awkward, man. I don't know.
Just forced.
So, yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I know that feeling. I know what you're talking about. But it's a
I
fine
don't know.
line because you got to do that. Like those things are important to like start injecting in the media,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
shouldn't feel.
There's a natural way to do it, and I see
Yeah.
what you're saying. Like
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
movie, it's kind of like just this big action scene, and the Marvel movies, yeah, heavily male dominant, but then they shift over, and there's like a 5 to 8 minute segment where it's just the women, and I feel
Okay.
like they probably, it could have felt more natural if they just gave highlights to everybody randomly as they went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see what you mean. I guess it is pandery a bit, but it wasn't an issue to me.
Well, it sounds like.
But yeah, this is one's less so. Sorry.
Oh no, I just like it sounds kind of misguided in the sense that like girls are good too. Like they're not really given
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
that's like useful. They're just like, hey, here you go, guys. Here's a little sprinkle, and then that's what's annoying about it, is what it sounds like.
To be fair, I also give much more of a pass to Marvel movies than I probably should.
Yeah.
Maybe I just always put them in the camp of like these are just going to be fun movies, so I kind of just
that's
watch
good.
them.
It's probably the best outlook to have. Like that's how I feel about that's how I felt about Birds of Prey and
Yeah.
even Invisible Man and a lot of shit I've seen lately. I'm like, something to do. I don't have like high hopes for it to blow my mind. Like,
Yeah.
still enjoyable, you know.
Yeah. Well, keep listening.
Sorry.
We have shows planned out, and it's going to be more of this kind of talk. But
Yeah, man.
all right, I gotta just say, okay, no, I can't. I was gonna go into the book that we're going to review. That's all I'll say or talk about. But I want to talk about it so bad. But
You said you finished it? Yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
I still have. I'm only. I haven't gotten very far lately. I don't. So I need to catch up. That's
you're
all I'll
good.
say.
we also have another thing lined up. That's why I like having
Yeah.
stuff planned out in advance. Is 'cause
Yeah.
it's not,
Yeah.
It's crazy to say on the show. We got like a couple episodes figured out already.
Yeah.
I know, huh?
it's nice.
It is nice.
Whose was it? That was
That one was me.
yeah.
Birds
saying
of Prey.
Birds of Prey. Josh went with Invisible Man, but
Yeah.
go ahead. You got one more in you.
Like as far as movies or just anything?
Just whatever
Anything.
you're feeling like.
yeah.
This is a catch-up show.
We hope you would. We hope this is one of those episodes, like I said in the beginning. We hope you just like listening to us talk.
I'm literally
Yeah.
just gonna title this catch-up.
Nice. I like that.
It's Heinz.
With
no,
K.
Heinz. I'm just gonna say Heinz. It's gonna be called Heinz. That's all.
Heinz. Oh yeah.
Heinz.
Are we gonna talk Jojo Rabbit at all? Do you want to wait on that?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So-
Should we wait?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll wait. Sorry.
Hint, hint.
Blew
Hint,
up
hint.
the spot.
Oh, it's all good.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, it's just kind of. I'm just living my life.
You guys had a lot of moving to do. So, I mean,
I'm waiting for that tax return. I'm just kind of.
oh yeah, what's the
Floating
story on
around.
this? Catch us,
Well,
Heinz
this is,
us on this.
God, man, this is the thing. Is like, and look, I know it's annoying, but Mercury has been in retrograde. Okay, so, but regardless of that,
Real quick, for anyone that's listening with this episode, because even people that have asked me lately, what episode should I listen to? I told them just wait until Friday. Wait until the 13th.
there you go.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So I just want to catch people up on this. For about a month.
We gotta work on
3
your marketing
weeks.
skills, by the way.
What?
We gotta work on your marketing skills, but anyways.
About a month, 3 weeks, whatever, before we took our break for 3 weeks. Josh
Yeah.
was having tax return issues.
Oh my
I
God.
just,
Well,
I don't know, was it sent to the wrong address or never
Yeah.
sent? Or
Well, I will say I just barely got my duplicate like yesterday or 2 days ago. So, and yeah, that we were talking about this forever ago, or it feels that way. So I did fuck up. I'll admit that I did. I did not update my address before quitting my job with USPS where Logan works and everything, doing data entry. Maybe that's too much info.
I don't care.
They're gonna come track us. I
I
don't
don't
know.
care.
But so, and I had a forward on all of my mail for quite a while, and it expired. But regardless, they don't forward W-2s, and so it was kind of this whole thing. And yeah, it kind of just got put in like purgatory, basically. And this is one of those situations where, like, if they don't have anywhere to send it, it either gets sent back or it just goes in this endless loop of like it tries to go back to the place, and then they're like, no, it can't be there, and then it goes to go to the station, and the station sends it again, and then they're like, I don't even know exactly what happened, but
Yeah, I don't know how my job works. I just
Yeah.
go.
you just go there, you show up.
Yeah.
I heard that when I worked there about like return to sender mail. There's something where like if you key it wrong, it just like goes in this loop or some shit. But I don't know.
But then I've also heard that like if you key it wrong, it just gets destroyed. So
Yeah, it
it's
could have
like-
been that too.
I don't know, man.
Which I guess is for the best if it just got destroyed. Like no
Yeah.
one else has my info and all that, so that's good. So it just became a whole thing. I don't need to get too crazy about it, but like I called and said, hey, it sounds like it is going to get returned over there. Do you guys have it? And the guy said, oh yeah, it's right here. Just come get it. And I'm like, oh fuck yeah. So like Logan drives, we go out there. I get there. I'm like, hey, I'm just here for my W-2. And they're, oh yeah, of course, here you go. And it's like this, it's a different tax form, but it's like irrelevant to me because I never had insurance through them. So it was like some kind of insurance thing. And I did not need that at all. And I'm like, okay, like, do you guys have any other papers? And they're like, no. And they were just being really like shitty about it, honestly. So they're like, just call every once in a while and see if it's here. So I was calling like every day and driving people insane. Like they kept trying to get off the phone, and I'm like, just hold on, like, and so I was doing that for like a week, maybe 2 weeks even, and I started thinking like, there's got to be some other way to get this info, like, because I was thinking if I had my last paycheck, it would have the breakdown of all those numbers, and if I needed to, I could. I don't know, like basically that would have everything I would need more or less. Like it's not a perfect way to do it, but you know, you have like your total income and Medicare and blah, blah, blah. Like it's all there. So like I could probably just use that. And so I was trying to get that, and oh my God. I mean, you want to talk about government bureaucracy, man. This shit drove me insane. Because I would call and they'd say, oh, we don't handle that here. You need to call the automated line. I'll get you the number. It's 1-800. And I'm like, yes, I've talked to them. And that was not, they told me to talk to you, and now you're telling me to talk to them, and like all this. Yeah. And Jesus fuck. And so that was just driving me insane. And so like I finally got a hold of someone on the automated line. I tried like a different, like instead of HR, I did accounting, and it was like a whole other lane. And I talked to some lady, and she was saying, okay, well, you can get your last check if your supervisor contacts the tax coordinator, and the tax coordinator, like it's like this whole string, like to get to that info, and then it has to be sent back through all those channels. Like, God. And then I would call, and they're like, oh, he's on vacation, so sorry, they can't help you. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, fuck. And so I finally, it was just shit like that, just over and over and over. They're like, oh, he's not here. Oh, they just left. Or like, oh, and so I finally got a hold of the HR woman who can contact the tax coordinator, who can then send it to her, and then she can give it to me. And I finally caught her. Like I called at a time when she was there. Like they're like, oh, she'll be there Monday. She was gone Monday. She was gone Tuesday. She was gone Wednesday. And I'm like, oh my God, why is she the only person that can do this? Like, and so I finally get her, and the first thing she says is, you need to call HR Assurance. But then I'm like, no, stop. Like, you're not doing this. I've already gone through everything, and you're the only person. Like, do not hang up. Because she sounded like she was just, like, dismissing me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, here's exactly what you need to do. Like, you're not going to hang up. Like, I need you to contact them and blah, 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 blah.
I know your job better than you do right now.
Like, fuck. And she's like, oh, okay, well, he's probably busy. Like, she started, like, giving me this whole thing, like, it can take 2 weeks, and you might as well just, and I'm like, just do it, please. Like, and she does, and then she calls me back, like, 20 minutes later, and she's like, okay, I've got it all here, you can come pick it up later today. And I'm like, thank you, God. Like, and so it was just like a payroll document of, it was kind of like a last check, but it was like a weird, just letter size paper with just like basic typewriter type typing, like a really shitty like document. Like it wasn't formal at all. It didn't look like a check. It was just like numbers plugged into a thing. But it worked, and I filed, and it got accepted, and now I'm just waiting for the money to roll in, baby, you know? But my God. This is another one of those things where like, and I can't lie, I kind of love these moments, but when you just got to brute force your way through it, like you're not hanging up, you're not giving me this bullshit, do the thing, like, please.
That's probably why you texted the old tenants. You're just riding high off of this.
Yeah, man, because I do love it. It's when you have a vision of where you got to go, and the only thing between you and that is bushes and weeds. You just got to hack through that shit with the machete, man. Just fucking get it over with. Like, I don't know. So there's your lesson, okay?
Now just imagine if you still had to file with mail. You know, you still have to deal with that organization. If the online filing wasn't a thing.
I know. Well, yeah, they were okay, well, this was the other thing, is they said you can request a duplicate W-2 through the phone line if you can verify this info. And so I needed, like, my gross income, and to get that I needed the payroll thing, and it was like this just loop. I'm like, I don't have it because they won't give me this, and so I can't, like, God. And they said, okay, well, you can request a duplicate via mail, and you have to, like, type up, like, a letter, like a formal letter of why you need it and all this stuff. Just like, God, please. So, I don't know, man. It kind of reminds me, this is a little scary maybe, but, well, not really, but I do kind of regret it a little. A while back, I was dating this girl, and her PayPal account got banned, and, like, she couldn't figure out how to get it back. And she's like, I've tried calling, and da-da-da. So, like, I called, and I got a hold of the call center person, and I was trying to... I don't know, man. I was trying to brute force my way through it, and I wasn't as skilled at it at the time. So I said, give me your manager or I will fucking find you. And she was like, what? And I'm like, put him on the phone. Like, God damn. And she did and got it resolved. But still, I kind of regret that. You got to be careful with this stuff. You don't want to get too crazy.
Dude, if that's my job or not, I would have hung up on you right then.
Yeah, I still
don't know.
think about
Maybe
that.
it depends on how scary you sounded, I suppose.
I know. Well,
Like,
I was
right
like...
now, this guy's going to find me.
I was like 19, so probably not that scary.
Your voice cracked in the middle of it.
Yeah. Come on, man. Don't jerk me around, man.
Have you tried to fly recently?
I haven't.
Maybe they put you on like a no-fly list. You know, they put
Probably.
you on a list and then send that over to the other government bureaucracy.
I know, huh? And then I gotta get a new social security number and all this bullshit,
Yeah.
like some crazy thing.
It just never ends.
Yeah. I do regret that. I lay in bed sometimes thinking about that. Like, God, I probably freaked her out like so bad. But
Yeah.
that was
She still has 8 locks on her door.
I know. Some kid's gonna haunt me. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you gotta, though. You know?
I can't. That reminded me of like when I worked at Discover Card. I worked in collections.
Oh, God, yeah.
And some guy, like I didn't even take the money from people. My job was just to get a hold of them and then say, hey, you owe us money. Hold on while I get you to somebody who's going to actually take your info.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was called a miner and they were called the jeweler. It's really scummy,
Huh.
the titles
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds
damn.
a
I'm
little
mining
bit.
for the money, the people are jeweling for money.
Wow.
But anyways, this guy, like I'm like, hey man, so I got here in my screen, you owe me like, I don't know, man, you haven't paid for like 12 months, so we're going to be sending you to charge off here soon, so if you could just make like a payment, that'd be great.
No.
He's just like, nah, man, fuck you guys. You guys are reason that there's going to be a war in Syria. It's like, and he
Hell
just
yeah.
goes off and he's like,
Got him.
Nice.
he's
Got
like,
a point.
It's fuckers like you. And it's like, hey man, I'm getting paid like $11 an hour.
Yeah.
I just need you to make like this $100 payment or whatever, and then it'll be okay. You know,
Yeah.
it'll be
We're
fine.
all blown.
That's very flexible. Like, you gave him a lot of leeway,
But-
you know?
I don't know, man. I get that people go through hard times. You got medical emergencies or whatever, but some of these people, man, they have like $100,000. That might be a little bit more, but they have, at least 5-digit credit lines,
Yeah.
like high digits, and they're almost at max. And I'm like, what are you spending this on? Like, if it's not a medical emergency, what are you buying
Yeah.
for $40,000?
Damn.
But I don't know, man. Fuck. Now I'm like going down this hole. What else happened to me? Eli, talk about your tattoo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got myself a new tattoo on Valentine's Day, actually. I tried to get Shelby to go with me, but she was stuck working. Valentine's Day was on Friday.
Was the show was still on during Valentine's Day? What I'm asking is, did Eloy have this tattoo and we're just barely noticing it and he's had it for months?
Yeah, actually.
Oh.
Was
Wait.
it like the day after the
Oh,
last
yeah,
recording we did?
I think
Or
we had
yeah,
like
I think so.
I think around Valentine's Day was probably like the last recording we did.
Yeah, because if it came out a week later and then 3 weeks to...
Okay.
Anyway.
I just wanted to say, we haven't seen Eloy.
Yeah, we
for-
haven't
Probably
weeks.
wearing a jacket when we recorded,
too.
whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a little snake, a little snaky guy
Yeah,
with
little
a
half
little moon.
Crescent
around.
moon.
That looks like
I like it.
the way that's tattooed. I know that with specific styles of tattoos, you can only kind of make it look one way to have it look good. Like if you
Mhm.
guys have seen the traditional scorpion tattoos, they all look the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only really one way to make it look decent. But that, like, the way that is coiled, that snake, like, it makes me think of some, like, I don't know, like, what are the hieroglyphic kind of thing? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
more like a symbol. Yeah, like I kind of like that about it, honestly. Like it's really cool. Is it like stippling? Like did they shade it and then start doing the little dots up top?
Yeah,
or-
it actually
Yeah.
faded. I thought it was just going to be the head that was grayed out, but it kind of slowly fading down a little bit more, which I like.
How much was it?
It was like
How big would you say it is? 4 or 5 inches? 6 inches?
probably, I don't know if I go 6, probably closer to 4.
Yeah.
It's about 4 inches on my forearm. It just filled a little dead space I had in between two of my other ones. I was actually eyeballing a couple of the other designs. It was like a flash sale, but then I saw this one. I'm like, yeah, it was like $80. But then I really liked the guy. The guy was really cool. I might actually go see him again at some point. His
Was it just from Instagram or something?
Yeah, I just happened upon the shop on Instagram, and I like
Nice.
them a good bit. The guy's like the gun was shorting out, or like the cable for it, I should say.
Huh.
So he like found a way to make it work for mine, because I can't do it, which is sketchy.
It doesn't sound good.
Is he like an apprentice? Or
Like
something?
it was, no, he wasn't an apprentice.
Huh.
He was
broke.
like, it was good if for the most part, but then it would kind of stop, so we just pull away when it started shorting out. But we were practically done by the time it started doing that.
Oh, okay.
So I asked him, I'm like, does this all come out of pocket? How much you have to pay and everything? He's like, it's like $50. So I liked him enough, so I just gave him. I bought him the cable.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, this was at Remedy Tattoo over by Fashion Place.
Is it by
So
that ramen bar we went to?
yeah, it's like a couple
yeah.
blocks from there.
Okay.
It's, the guy that did this, his name is Trevor Rawlinson, I believe.
Never heard of him.
Tattoo.
Yeah.
The thing about
yeah.
Instagram tattoos, though, I see a lot.
They're all
of,
digital. Sorry.
but
Funny guy over here.
but in a way, that is true, because a lot of these guys are in fucking New Zealand or Spain,
Oh yeah.
you know, and it's like what,
Like in the
you know.
featured or whatever, and you're
Yeah.
like, that's pretty sweet. And then they're like,
I go to their profile and they're like Spain.
Yeah.
Australia, France, like
I actually saw, I think, one guy in Chicago, and I'm supposed to be going on a cruise in October, and we're having a layover in Chicago. I don't think it's long enough to get a tattoo, but I was like,
Meet
No,
him
it
at
was
the
in
airport.
Spain, actually. And I'm going to Spain, so I was like, maybe I can
Oh,
stop by
damn.
and do that. But
Yeah,
if coronavirus doesn't
Yeah.
take over.
true.
That's what I'm really worried about, is that, because they say that everybody's like, it's the 1917 flu, the influenza. And they're worried that like it's going to go away in the summer, then come back with a vengeance in the fall or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about dying. I actually think it'd be kind of poetic if I died, because I've been talking a lot of shit about how people are freaking out about it. So I think it'd be pretty poetic if I died.
There's something calming about it. It's like, the forces of nature took me. Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing I can do.
Logan would just have a pained laugh on his deathbed, like,
Yeah.
who would have thought?
Let's start our audio drama.
There you go.
This will be a bonus episode here. This is a sneak peek. Now imagine one of you guys be the we're gonna be doing a what is it, the
We should do that.
you
Audio
guys be the
drama.
announcers, what I'm trying to say, then I will, and then I'll cut in, like the announcer, you guys. Fuck,
Like
what
the
are these
narrator?
theater the narrator.
Yeah.
And then I will improv the rest.
That sounds pretty
Here we
fun,
go.
honestly.
Here we go, you guys ready? And scene. Or no, that's what they say.
End scene.
And begin.
Okay.
And
On to the next
action.
one.
What are they saying? Action.
Action. Fucking exterior or interior or whatever.
Exterior, hospital, interior, bed. There's a nurse coming down the hall. She hears vicious coughing, very aggressive.
Hey, Mr. Merchant, how are you feeling?
Coming.
Come in, please.
Okay, I'm
What
in
was that?
here.
I couldn't quite catch
You're
that.
coming? Okay.
Sir, please.
Come in.
Yes, Mr.
Please.
Merchant. Do you mind if I call you Logan?
Who's that?
I'm the nurse. I'm Henry Rollins, and I'll be assisting you today.
What's that? My hearing's going. Coronavirus.
I'm Henry Rollins. I'm looking. Yeah, I'm looking over your paperwork here. It says you got COVID-19. How are your lungs feeling today? You been coughing? Oh God!
All right, I'm done.
Oh, you're just dead right there. Okay. Ooh, Henry
Yeah.
Rollins losing his
Ow.
job. Ooh.
Damn it!
Got to go back to Black Flag.
Yeah.
I fucking.
That just came out. I don't know. We should do that though. We'll like plan it out and shit.
Yeah.
Do some audio drama. It'd be fun.
I do like doing that.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to get a D&D campaign going. I wanted to be a part of this resurgence of D&D. But
Big
my friends are
resurgence.
lame and they're not into it. The friends that I play
The,
those kind
like-
of games with.
Recording aspect or
Just the voices. Because
Oh,
I was
yeah,
supposed
yeah,
to be
yeah.
the one doing like all the dungeon mastering or whatever. I was supposed to be
Oh,
running
yeah.
the show.
okay.
Oh.
And so like it's always dumb how you start these things because it's like 3 adventurers meet in a tavern. I don't know why I'm doing like the trailer voice, but
Yeah.
3 adventurers meet in a tavern in this faraway town.
You're like ancient aliens. Could it be? Like it's like that. It's like the,
But I just remember because I was supposed to be playing this part of this dwarf, and I didn't tell them I was going to do voices, so I was just like,
Like, what the fuck?
they all just
Yeah.
started laughing. I'm like, hey, I'm doing voices, and then they didn't do any voices.
wow.
I was trying to be like a goblin, like.
I
I
admire the dedication.
Yeah.
They're
That sounds
lame, man.
fun.
Critical Role, you know. You guys
I
should
listen
to
to
that show.
some D&D podcasts. They're really fun.
I've never tapped into that world at all. I probably should. Seems pretty cool.
I mean, hey man, there's like these voice actors for video games and stuff. Like that's what Critical Role does. These
Okay.
motherfuckers, man, they raised over $1 million to do like an animated show of them doing Dungeons and Dragons.
Wow.
So it's like really fucking,
Fuck.
but over $1 million.
It's like-
And then Amazon picked it up.
Amazon.
So they did like $1 million Kickstarter. Speaking like Joe Biden.
And then Amazon bought the show out for God knows how much.
They sent him money.
But so that's really what I want to get to. Please subscribe to our Patreon.
Yeah. We need to find a little corner of like a built-in fan base like that.
For
And it's
only-
just like boom, you know.
20 gold coins a month. You could hear our exclusive D&D podcast.
Yeah, fuck, dude.
Are rupees involved? Or is that just Zelda?
Well, it's also not Italian. That's wrong. Indian.
Oh, that's right.
I think that's what it. Rupees.
Yeah.
I think so, right?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
4 rupees.
And a nickel. I remember I used to play with a lot of nickels when I was a kid, and I put them over my eyes. Okay, I'm done.
Fuck, man.
All right.
Joe Biden, man.
That
Vote
dude-
for me.
I just don't know, man. I just don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't even know what I could say further about him.
You know that Independence Day thing where the White House just gets blown up by a big
Yeah.
laser? That's what we need, I think. Let's just be done,
Good
you
movie,
know?
though.
I've never seen it, actually. I need to watch it.
We need that guy for president. I
Jeff
know he's an
Goldblum?
actor, but you know,
Who'd
we've
play
had
the
one
president?
before. I don't remember his name. I know I should.
Independence Day president.
Either you guys got anything else you want to?
I know I did before
Spill.
this episode started, and now I'm like, we've gone all over the place that I'm like, what's happened in the last 3 weeks?
I know.
It's all blurring.
Rewatched Midsummer, still love it. Still one of my favorites.
Mm.
Rewatched
Midsummer's
Hereditary, still one of my favorites. Oh yeah, this fucking guy. I don't know his name though.
This fucking guy.
This fucking guy, Bill Pullman. apparently.
Oh, never mind. He can't be president. Never mind.
Why?
I think he's dead.
He did the
His last name's too on the nose, too.
Bill
Pullman.
Yeah,
You get it? He's
Yeah.
a pole, man.
he's a Pullman.
He's good in the polls, man.
It was funny going to vote. the poll worker. It was like, stand in line for the next poll worker. It was like, poll
Like,
worker.
really? I didn't know this is what I was in for.
I didn't catch that.
And it's like 5 old ladies. Hi!
Dude, it felt like a blast from the past when you go fucking vote, though, because
Yeah.
there's these old-ass voting machines. And I'm like, I don't even... Like, I feel like the old person trying to use old technology. You know, you hear about these kids that don't know how to use a VCR or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I felt like that with the election machine. I was like, what button do I push?
Yeah.
It's so...
How do I vote for myself?
But,
How do I write in Bill Pullman?
Yeah.
dude.
Look, Jack, here's the deal. I'm sorry, I'll stop. Joe Biden. Me and Ryan have been working on our Joe Biden lately. So.
That's what you've been up to.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh, man, dude.
Yes.
I just, politics.
Yeah, let's.
It's
just-
gotten me ranting, man. That's what I've been doing for the last 3 weeks is getting annoyed by Bernie people online. That's what it is. And listen, I don't hate Bernie. I know I said that actually the other day, but I don't hate Bernie. I hate his supporters. I fucking hate it. I can't
get that.
stand them, man. I can't stand them.
Damn.
They're so annoying.
I voted for him, but I'm still very critical of him when I observe him because I'm like, come on, man, you're not giving him a good enough answer. You're not going to win with shit like that.
Yeah, I was going to ask
Exactly.
if you guys wanted to say
I
who
don't
you
know.
voted for.
I voted for Bernie.
I was going to vote for Pete Buttigieg, and then the day before Utah voted, he's like,
He's like, yeah.
Biden. I'm like,
Yep.
fuck Biden.
Yep.
So I went for Warren. Even though
Right
I'm
on.
like,
I wanted to vote for her, but I didn't want it to. I don't know.
I knew Sanders was going. I knew Utah was going to Sanders, so I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't matter.
That makes sense. That's what I did in 2016. I was like, third
Fucking,
party.
oh man, like it bugs me though because so on Monday, right? The Super Tuesday is on Tuesday, and
What?
on Monday, all these
I thought it was
moderate
Super Thursday.
exactly. Well, they called yesterday or this Tuesday, last Tuesday, Mini Tuesday.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
is
yeah.
stupid. Don't do that. I don't like it. And don't
You
do it
kinda
because
flubbed
I said
again.
so. I don't like it, so you don't do it. That's how this is. But everybody's like, wow, Warren just single-handedly kneecapped the progressive movement. I'm like, bro,
I don't think so.
it's not her. Get mad at the establishment. You know, Bernie's always up there, down with the establishment. Fucking listen to your
not bad.
man, dude. Listen to him. It's not Warren that fucked it up.
Yeah.
It's
I wanted to
it's the
vote for
coalescing.
Warren.
Ooh, and then, see,
I like her the most, but I was like, she's not polling well enough for it to even be worth it. But
I appreciate you being honest and saying that, hey, Bernie is kind of his own worst enemy in a lot of ways.
he is.
And it's like, that's what bugs me, is that Bernie supporters, a lot of the time, don't do that. They're just like,
Yeah.
it's this other thing.
Do no
It's not even
wrong.
Bernie. It's everybody. It's Trump supporters, too. This other fucking thing is the real problem. It's like, look at your candidate. Look what he
Yeah.
did. Oh, man.
Well, I was frustrated because I was watching him on Fox News do like I can't think of what it's called right now. I guess like it's not a press conference, but I don't know. He was
Rally.
taking questions and they were kind of.
Yeah,
Town hall.
I was watching
Town
that
hall.
at the gym, actually.
Oh, really? Yeah. I just felt like that was the perfect opportunity for him to address like the cynics and the far right and all these things, and I don't know, he was just being too vague, and he just kept tying back into healthcare how we should have it, and they're like, okay, but how are you going to do it? And he just kept saying like, it's a right, every other kind. They're like, okay, but tell us, like, and he just wouldn't, and I was like, fuck, dude, you're not going to win, like, God. And he's not. I mean, the thing is about any politician is you gotta have energy behind you, and I just don't know that he does necessarily. Like, I want him to do well. I voted for him because I wanted to stack onto the pile, knowing it's an uphill battle. So that was my way of being like, if I'm gonna do something, let's just do that. I don't know if it's gonna mean anything, but at least he might drop out next week. We really don't know, but
I mean, if I'm being honest, I think you probably should have done it after Mini Tuesday. As they say.
probably.
I don't think he can do it.
But at any rate, I want to like him, and I was actually pretty cynical about him for a while this last year, even, and in 2016, because I just didn't think that he had a chance. And So when he started rising up again, I noticed me kind of following that and going like, oh, maybe there is something there. But I'm not like pushing him forward, I'm just kind of like, if he has a chance, then yeah, I'll vote for him. But if he's just like this outsider guy, I'm not going to tell everyone they're wrong for not supporting him. Like,
Yeah.
because you got to get realistic with it at some point and be like, well, who do you want? Like, or you could just vote third party or whatever, like I did before. So that's whatever. But
I don't know, man. What just bugs me is that I want people to be accountable, or I want candidates to be accountable, and I want their followers to acknowledge the accountability in their candidate, man.
yeah,
Like, that's everything that bugs me about politics is the finger pointing, whether it's like the Republicans or the Democrats, or it's like Elizabeth Warren or Pete Buttigieg or Biden. It's like, hey man, look inside. Let's look inside. Let's take a deep breath. I could use one right now.
Yeah.
And let's look inside. Let's see what the campaign did wrong. Like, I think it's
Right.
very astute of people to say Bernie, after winning the Nevada caucuses, should have been like, all right, now's the time for unity. Hey, we obviously have something going. Join us. But he stuck to the outsider thing where he's like, those Washington fucks.
right. And Biden did this, and I did that, and we got to beat Trump. Like, he made it about everything else about how we got to, I don't know. Yeah, there wasn't really any there about what was going to happen. It was just kind of like, he is bad, and he's also bad, and you should have this, but I don't really know how we're going to do it, but you should. Like, it would be cool, and everyone's, yeah. And it's like, okay, I mean, I'm trying to like you, man. I don't know what I'm supposed to be working with here. Like, so.
Exactly, man. I just, like, you don't want to get too lost in policy. That's always like a trap for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to just be like, you can't be so much of an ideologue that you don't have a platform, so to speak. And I'm trying to make that sound deep, but it's probably not that deep. But
I get what you mean.
You get my point, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know,
Anyway.
man.
It's gonna
But
be
also, I do
T-Man
think
again.
it's kind of fucked that just because Biden won fucking South Carolina, everybody was like, oh, he's the dude? What?
Yeah, we all knew he was going to get that. Like, the people that, like, pay attention to that shit, it was, like, predetermined, basically. So it
Yeah.
wasn't, like, crazy that he did.
It's the
That was
power
the
of the black
swell.
vote, apparently, man.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't know if it sounds bad, but I think that's stupid. I really do think that's stupid. It's like, listen to the black vote in South Carolina, and we're going to rally behind Biden. It's like, man, I don't know, man. I have doubt in their judgment, but whatever, man. We just need to have a national primary day, man. I really do think that's the best idea.
Yeah, agreed.
Anyways, Eloy, how do you feel about Joe Biden?
Dude, I don't know. All I know is from what we've talked about on the show. He just seems crazy.
Yeah.
I don't keep up with any of this at all. I didn't vote. I'm
It's
not even
probably
registered to vote because I'm so uninformed that that just doesn't feel worth it to me.
Well, I feel like this is what I was saying. I feel like everybody's uninformed in some regard, or misinformed rather. If they're informed, they're misinformed, or in a lot of ways. I know I am in a lot of ways too. So
Trying to find the classic Joe. Oh, here we go.
are you playing it?
Yeah. Oh, God. This is poorly edited.
Dad, first African American state senator in the state of Delaware. Everything about. And by the way, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down, so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Yeah.
And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. And I've
He
loved kids
repeats it.
jumping on my lap.
It's not even like he realizes that maybe it wasn't good. He repeats it. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I do like Joe. I mean, I've said this before too, man. for fuck's sake, he was my second topic on the show.
True.
And I like him as a person, man. It's just... He's not... he's not there, man. He's just not there.
Yeah.
I do appreciate, though, in one of the debates where he was like going on a rant. He was doing the, and I got you those votes kind of thing. And then he realized his time was up, and he just like, oh, my time's up.
Yeah, I did see
he
that.
just bailed out right away. And I'm like, hey, man, I appreciate that.
He respects boundaries,
Yeah.
sort of, maybe. Maybe not, but it's his boundary.
Yeah, not the kids' boundaries. But
Yeah. And I love kids jumping on my lap.
All right, well, we'll end it. We started it off with Bernie and his very offensive opinions on women. That's called a deep fake, kids. It's not even a deep fake because it's just some dude in his kitchen recording.
It's like a dub.
Nice.
But that was the real Joe Biden, the real authentic Joe Biden, loving kids jumping on his lap.
Yeah, man.
All right, well, it's been a nice break. Glad to be back. Man, I'm simultaneously like jazzed up, and at the same time, I'm exhausted after doing an hour and 20-minute podcast.
Yeah, it's like, here we go.
We'll get back in the zone eventually.
Jesus.
It was a more heated one in some aspects, though, so that's part of it. Like, imagine being Alex Jones just doing that for 4 hours, like, every day. Like,
he got arrested for a DUI.
Oh, really?
DWI in Texas, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for him, man.
He said he was drinking sake. I had a little bit of sake. Anyways.
Oh, that's great.
Thanks for listening, guys. This has been episode 53 of Vice of Life. Goodbye. I don't know. I can't do goodbye. That's a different podcast. Scratch that. We need sign-offs. Sign-offs. I got you those votes. That's going to be my sign.
I got hairy legs.
Eloy, say, oh, that's not my wife. That's my sister. Say that in a Joe Biden voice.
I don't fucking know a Joe Biden voice.
Just
Give me my line one more time.
Oh, that's not my wife. That's my sister. I got them mixed up here. They switched on me.
Oh, that's not my wife. That's my sister. Check out the Patreon.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Vice of Life. Feel free to get in touch with us on Instagram and Twitter at Vice of Life Pod. Our new YouTube channel at Vice of Life. Patreon, you can check us out, and it's just Vice of Life on there. Email us at viceoflifepodcast@gmail.com, and leave us a review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever else you listen. And just make sure to subscribe to the show for more.
The thing that I loved about popcorn, God damn it,